time for everything. All right, and we should be live. So I'm posting the thing because I prepared the live post early today, everybody. I'm just going to give it a few minutes to see how many we got while I also go. Are we live, everybody? Let me know if we're live. Ree is apparently bashing the computer to work for us. So supportive. Awesome awesome. All right, so comments say we are live. What? All right, we got a few people trickling in.
Just apparently bashing the computer for us. So supportive.
Okay.
So everybody, we do have a little bit of lag between me and Leigh-Ann. So if we have moments where we're like doing this, waiting to hear the other person, just giving you a heads up that that may happen. All right, so we got, I think we have la 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 la. I can talk, I swear. I'm good at that. Leigh-Ann, did we lose you? You seem to have frozen in place.
I have YouTube open on my phone and it looks like I'm frozen. Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen. Well, you're moving a bit now. And you froze again. Your audio is coming through clear for me though, so we can at least hear you. All right, it looks like we have a good number of people in here now. So, Leigh-Ann, if you'd like to go ahead and introduce yourself. Are you there?
Okay, not sure. I think well, that's good. The connection might be shaky for why it's frozen or lagging. But let's see what we can work with.
Yeah. Thankfully, we generally have a very patient audience, so. I'll just dance while we wait.
Okay. My name is Anna Leiter.
I think your audio stopped coming through. Yeah, I think your
No, are you
audio's.
hearing me and seeing me?
I am now. I'm hearing you now.
Okay, so I'm Johnson. This is troublesome. Let me try something else.
Okay. While Leigh-Ann works on that, I'm going to go ahead and say hi to chat. I'm just letting her know since
Trying something else. 1 minute.
our kid. Yeah, I'm typing to her real quick. So hey, Audra, glad to have you.
My name is Brianna Leigh-Ann Johnson. I'm a sci-fi fantasy writer. I'm leader of the World Builders Writing Group and the host of the Flash Fiction Friday Challenge, which you can find on my Instagram page, Leigh-Ann Writes.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, this now is on my phone instead of my laptop, so that might be a bit better. Tinier screen that I'm looking at, but a little bit better.
It's fine. I think like we're always kind of off kilter looking at each other anyway.
Okay.
So off kilter at each other anyway. I do hear myself echoing from your side a little bit though.
Sorry. Okay, because that is my laptop still doing something. I'm not sure what, but technology, you love it and hate it.
Yes.
But we're here, and you can hear me now. Can the audience hear me? Let me see.
Can everybody hear? Yes. All right. We do have some people saying, "Oh, hey, that's better." So, all right, cool.
Thank you, audience. Thank you for being patient.
We greatly appreciate all of you. All right, go ahead and reintroduce yourself then, because your introduction came in right as I saw the second little Leigh-Ann down there, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Okay. So my name is Brianna Leigh-Ann Johnson. Leigh-Ann is actually my middle name. I use it for my jewelry making business. When I started writing, I decided to use it for my writing as well. My other job is Leigh-Ann Jewelry. I do handcrafted copper wire jewelry with semi-precious stones. You can see that on my Leigh-Ann Jewelry Instagram page if you're interested. For writing, I'm a sci-fi fantasy writer. I'm the host of the World Builders Writing Group, and I host a Flash Fiction Friday Challenge, which you can see more about on my website, leighanjohnson.com, and on my Patreon.
Awesome. And I have participated in her Flash Fiction Friday before. It was a lot of fun. I hope to do it again. I just haven't had time with all the getting ready to remodel our bedroom and everything. And everybody, most of you should already know, but for those who don't, I am Samantha L. Nasset, writing mom Samantha L. Nasset, and this is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. So today we're going to talk about short stories and even try to write a flash fiction with audience input, because that sounds fun. That sounds more sarcastic than I mean it. I did not mean that sarcastic. I'm just a little out of it today, guys. My sleep schedule's really messed up. All right, so let's say hi to audience. Again, thank you for joining us, Audra. It's good that worked out. Ree was very much trying to be supportive here, beat technology into submission.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hey, CB. Sup, Matt? Hey, Joey. Steeg. Hi, Thomas. Ray. Good to see you. Rowan also says hi. We are glad that you are patient and that
Thank
everyone
you
was
for your
patient.
patience. I'm seeing some people that I'm starting to recognize from your live streams.
Yes, there's. I really enjoy having regulars, and I'm like, I love connecting like the icons with the names. So I'm like, yes, you were here. I see you a lot. Hey, I think you're new. You're either new or you've been here once before.
Oh, I know
cannot
her. She follows me on Instagram. She's participated in my flash fiction challenge.
Oh, awesome. Welcome then. Sophie trying to entertain chat for us. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Sophie.
then here's a bunch of people saying that it's working. That they can hear us. Sometimes beating tech works, sometimes it doesn't. Very true. Very true. Hey. Yes, as always, Audra has wonderfully reminded me to say, everybody, you can like the stream to show some support. Yes, it's going to be a fun talking day for Sam. Nothing new. Very new here. Okay, awesome. Yes. Been there, done that. Been there, done what, Steeg? The chat? The stream? Okay, so. Oh, yes, as always, with the reminder. We do, as usual, have some things, talking points. That's the word.
If at any point I slip out of frame or my phone slips, just ignore it. I'm on a very tiny screen. That's what I'm looking at right now.
No problem. All right. Was there a talking point you wanted to start with?
We can go with what you have in your notes. Was there an order you wanted to go in? I'm new to
No, that's
live
what.
streaming. Don't mind my awkwardness.
You're good. I just So for full disclosure, I slept from 12:30 to 5 today. So like my brain is still engaging because like after that I laid there for an hour going, I need to get up. I have things to do, but my brain just did not want to engage. So yeah, but we can just go ahead and start. Let's talk about what a short story is, or what a short yeah.
Short stories
There's
and
a more there's a more technical term for short form storytelling, which encompasses short stories and flash fictions. So a short story and a flash fiction are basically just short form storytelling. It's being able to tell like a full story in a short amount of time. Usually they are just like pictures. They're just like a picture of a full thing. No. Hold
I've
on.
heard
There's
a
a word
good
for it.
analogy for it once. I heard a lecturer say that short stories versus novels are like two different ways of going to the Olympics. When you read the novel, that's like going to the whole Olympics. You go, you watch the pre-show, you watch all the routines, you watch the post-show. And the short story is like you get the clip of that one gymnast you wanted to see, you see their routine, and that is the short story.
Yeah, that's an excellent way to describe them. So one of the biggest things for me to remember about a short story is that while the short story has to have a point and it has to have like a complete reason for existing, it doesn't have to tell the full thing, because that's not the point of the short story. So
The point of a short story, I think, is to deliver like one specific emotional punch. And then you can have different things, small things like in the bits of dialogue in that show that there is a bigger world surrounding that story. So it gets readers more interested.
yes, short stories can I think there are two different kind. I had things to say. I like had this figured out, and then I slept. So I think there's two main ways to go about a short story, and you have to know which mentality you're going with. For example, my flash fiction "Till Pizza Do Us Part." That's it. There's no more of that. Once you get to the end, it's just done. And taking that and turning it into a bigger novel or into a bigger story would take a lot of work and a lot of adding, and I would have to find like a new purpose or a new reason for the main character to continue. But then you have short stories like Not For Her, the one that I'm writing right now, where the end of it is kind of open ended. And it would be very easy to take the characters and to continue finishing their journey and their story. And those ones can be tricky because, like, with For Till Pizza, people get to the conclusion and they feel like they're like, oh, cool, this was great. Like, I love it. And it's got the thing. And then you go for Not For Her. And some people will be like, well, it's not done. Or, what do you mean it's over? And they feel dissatisfied. But the majority of readers, as long as you do those open-ended short stories well, will just be like, they just want more because you've done a good job establishing everything, and they're like, oh, well, I need to know like everything else that goes on, but they're still satisfied with the ending. And that second one, I think, can be great for like, if you want to promo an upcoming book or something, you can release a short story about the characters beforehand and then get like some interest or motivation for signing up for a newsletter or something. It's like, oh, well, you liked my characters in this book? Here's a short story about them that's free. Sign up for the newsletter. I know you had some things you wanted to say about this as well.
Yes. Most of the flash fictions that I've been writing, I think they are very open-ended. I have ideas going through my head on how these can become novels or serials. I don't think I've ever actually written a fully closed short story, as in that's it, there's no more I can write on it. So
I think
yeah,
normally
this is a
those
mindset
ones,
thing.
I think for those ones, it's usually their contemporary horror or ghost stories specifically. I think usually from the ones that I read, if they're like definitively done, somebody has died or is dead, or that's just the thing.
That's the ending.
So yeah. Like a little bit of spoiler for Till Pizza Do Us Part for anybody who hasn't read it yet. It is a ghost story. So like, you go through this thing, and this businesswoman, she's having like a bad day. Her and her boyfriend are kind of at the moment, and like she's been rained on. She's smelling pizza everywhere, and she doesn't know why she's smelling pizza everywhere. It's like starting to get to her. And then her boyfriend shows up and he's like, look, I'm sorry. I know that, things. And it's this cute little moment. And then he just like goes to the bathroom, and she finds a ring in the pizza, and she's like, oh, he's gonna propose and everything. And then her sister shows up, and her sister, who's also a cop, and she's like, hey, I've got some really bad news. And she like starts to get this sinking feeling. She's like, what could be so bad that you would like show up here for it? And then it's like, well, your boyfriend was in a car accident and he didn't make it. And she's like, what, hold on, no. And then she like runs everywhere and she can't find him. And I think the final line of the flash fiction is something about there was nothing there but the lingering smell of pizza. So
So
And
yeah,
that
there's
like
that emotional punch.
and there's like I have messed with somebody because somebody was like, "That's the end of it." You're there. Well, damn. And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I could make her a vampire hunter or something." Because now she knows ghosts are real.
And that would be the twist.
Yes, that'd be a fun twist for me. That's generally my answer anytime somebody's like, "What do you mean you're not writing anymore?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess I could make him a vampire hunter."
When in doubt, throw in some kind of creature.
Yes,
Somebody out there is going to love that creature.
that definitely my MO. I love short stories and flash fictions because, as a new writer, they're a lot more manageable of a commitment for a new writer than a full-fledged novel. Yes, and you can also experiment with different things with a short story or a flash fiction. For example, Not For Her is a crime caper. I suck at crime capers, but I've written like 4 or 5 of them now because that was the genre I kept getting assigned for the New York City Midnight Contest. So now I'm fairly decent at crime capers, but it's definitely a genre that I had no experience or skills writing at all. And you can just like play around in a short story, experiment with different writing formats and styles. Maybe you always write in first person. You can try third. Go ahead.
Yeah, the short story is excellent for trying like different genres, getting a taste of them. With my Flash Fiction Friday challenge, I keep switching up the genre each week so people have to try something new. Last week we did mythology, and one of the group members nominated a creature called the Black Shook, which is like a phantom dog or a grim. And so that's from English mythology. I'd never heard of it before, and I had no idea what I was going to write, but I do really like the story. It was unexpected for me, and it was a different kind of genre and setting than I would normally use.
Yeah, I was really excited about that one, but I was preparing my room to have my walls painted and everything. I still have to go read everybody's, though. I'm very excited about that one.
Another
Grims are
person,
fascinating. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
the only grim I'd ever heard of before then was in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, he called Sirius Black a Grim.
In that world, a grim is actually a death omen. When you see one, it means that you're going to die soon. But they mistook Sirius for a grim because he turns into a big black dog.
Yeah.
Hello.
I had actually forgotten about that Grim, so my exposure to a Grim was from Ancient Magus Bride, because there's a Grim in that anime.
I don't know that one.
So in the anime Ancient Magus Bride, Grim is I think it falls more with the mythology, but I don't remember the mythology for 100%. But in the anime, he like guards a grave, and that's kind of like his job is he just guards graveyards and he looks over the dead. And then I forget how, because it's been a few years, but he ends up becoming kind of like a bodyguard familiar for the main character.
That also sounds kind of like a hellhound. Grims and the Black Shook are also, I think, types of hellhounds, if I'm getting the story right. Like Cerberus from Greek mythology is considered a hellhound, and there are other stories of
Yeah,
hellhounds, and they're
I
often
think.
guardians. They're
Yeah,
charged with guarding the dead or guarding gateways. Like they're not
yeah,
evil,
I
they're
think that.
guardians for whatever purpose.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that like all the hellhounds I know of are just guardians of the dead or protectors of the dead, or they keep the dead where they belong. So that sounds about right to me.
That's what I liked when I was looking into this mythology. It was they weren't like just evil and malevolent. They had some purpose within their story. And so I gave mine a purpose within that little flash fiction that I wrote.
Mm-hmm. I hope I can read it tonight then.
And that one was one of the open-ended flash fictions because it ends with us not knowing who lived and who died. And the main character, her brother is out there. She does not know who is still alive and who's not. And so I got a comment, somebody wants to know, is the brother alive? That's all they wanted.
Just let me know. Yeah, well, I had to write a ghost story, and I was like, I've never written a ghost story before, but I am good at romance, so let me just rip some hearts out. It's fine. Oh, I thank you. Flash fictions are for heavy hitting. Yes, generally. I very, very rarely read a happy one. I wrote a flash fiction.
Flash fictions are for heavy hitting. Yeah, with a novel, you can have all of those emotions going up and down, spread out over time. With a flash fiction, you have to hit hard and fast with whatever emotion you're aiming for, so it can be heavy.
Yeah, because you only have 1,500 words to get across that emotional effect.
Mm-hmm.
At most.
So you also
And
have to
some
be very good at imagery with flash fiction. You have to be able to put in your setting and a bit of your world very concisely. So it's good for practicing concise writing as well. And the thing about that, you can
yes.
also scale it up within a longer story or a novel. So you can practice from that small scale and it works for any level.
You can also practice character descriptions, introducing character descriptions very fluidly, very quickly, because you have that word limit. So you have to choose what you allot your words to
Choose your
very.
words carefully.
Yes. I wrote a flash fiction on a woman shooting her man, and it was a lot of fun.
Where is
I
that
love.
one?
He hasn't posted it anywhere yet, but I've read it. I enjoyed it. I love that in the title too. I wouldn't have thought it's a horror story. Nobody does. Everybody's like, "Oh, chill pizza. That's gonna be
It sounds
cute,"
like
and
it's
I'm
going to
like,
be something funny and cute.
"Yeah, that's what
Not like
everybody
you're going to
thinks."
be crying over pizza at the end.
I get the most two common comments I get on that story are, "Damn it, now I want pizza," and "Fuck you, Sam, now I'm sad." Sometimes both.
You're leaving people crying over pizza. What do you expect?
Well, I mean, I like it. I enjoy consistent feedback.
If you have the people crying, then you've done your job. You know you've done your job when you have
Exactly.
somebody crying.
That's how I see it. I wrote short form fiction my whole life. It's an excellent lesson in concise language and cutting fat. Yes, so do I.
Yeah.
I'm just the sucker for the feeling of completing something, but it's a lot of fun. Still need to edit and all that, but it's there on the page. Yeah, that's one of my biggest things is always you can edit a shitty draft. You can't edit no draft.
Yeah, part of the hard part of writing like a novel, just getting started when you know you have so long ahead of you. And so when you practice with flash fiction, you do have that little bit of satisfaction every time you finish one, and you can finish one in a day. So that's
Yes.
part of my Science Fiction Friday challenge, to encourage people to keep writing, to sit down and writing. And I'm pretty sure most of us in it end up writing our flash fictions the day it's due.
The Friday that you first invited me to, I literally wrote it as we were driving back from our anniversary thing. So I just had my laptop in my lap and I was writing it.
So yeah, you get
Yeah.
that satisfaction of finishing something, and you can edit it later, but you feel good just getting it done. And that also encourages you to continue on with your bigger projects as well. At least it does for me.
I get that same feeling where it's like, yes, I did one. Now I can do the bigger one. God, I feel like my story has so much fat in it right now. It's okay, you can trim it. Yeah, the black dog is not an omen of death, it's a guardian of the grave. Oftentimes in Yule days, the first dog that died in the village would be buried in the churchyard to guide and guard. He's from England, so.
Okay. I've heard that the Grim was also called a church Grim, and they're there to guard the graveyards. If you can give me some insight on that, that'd be nice. I like these stories. I like learning new folklore stories.
Same. Folklore is fascinating. I especially like learning the folklore of different cultures and then seeing how they're alike and how they're different. It's always fascinating. Like when we were talking about werewolves, and it's like werewolves are pretty European centric, but then like werecats are everywhere else. I'm at my climax in short stories, so there's that. I like hate writing action in my short stories for my climax because I'm always like, how do I write fight scenes shortly? But also, I need to get better at this.
The fight scenes feel like they need the room to breathe, don't they?
Say that again?
Fight scenes and action scenes feel like they need the room to breathe.
They do. You gotta like have a good setup and then a good execution and then a good cool down. And I'm like, this is a third of my story now. So, but sometimes they are very necessary and you cannot get
One way
around
you
them.
can write an action scene in a flash fiction is like have it hinted at. In one of mine, I have the story is starting just after my main character has killed a bunch of people who came to arrest her. So it's hinting at what happened. Like they have this body here and that body there, and she has some injuries. But so you're getting like the idea of what just happened and blown out wall and bullets and whatever. So you're getting the idea of what happened without having to put the whole scene in there.
Yeah, I love when I can do that. I was messing with my friend, and I was like, "You think people would be mad at me if I just fade to black a fight scene?" And my friend was like, "Well, I mean, it's possible it can do it, especially if like your point of view character passes out or something, and then it has to be filled in." And I'm like, "No, I mean like the climax of the novel. It's all like you're building all up to this fight scene, and then it's like the time skips, and it's like so." That was a really rough fight. And they just laugh because readers would never be happy with that for the final climactic of a novel. That is, I feel like we can do it in short story.
Mm-hmm.
Chat.
Sam, are you seeing me okay? My screen looks frozen again.
You're not frozen for me. It's a little
Okay.
more pixelated, but you're still moving.
Okay, good.
So, right. Chris and Stieg are talking about his short story.
Oh, I can't see the comments because my screen is frozen. I can't see what comment you're putting up.
Oh, can you see this one?
No, both of us look frozen on my screen. That's so annoying.
Ah, okay. I'm not putting a comment up at the moment. Just Chris and Stieg are going back and forth, but I will read the comments that I put up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Gay Raven says, my flash fictions are all heavy. The two that people enjoy the most are The Photograph, which is about a woman holding on to her grief, and Old Age, which is about an elderly man with Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's?
Yes. I'm like, I know how to say the word, but every time I see it spelt out, I suddenly forget how to say the word.
Okay.
Stieg was, I was defo team, fuck you, Sam, now I'm sad. Alexandria Johnson says, it's hard to keep a short story short. I find myself lengthening it. One thing that a lot of people don't know is a short story can actually be up to like 7,500 words. So that's actually quite a lot of real estate to work with. But yeah, I think for that, it's just about practice and learning what's the key points and what to keep and everything. What about team fuck you, Sam? Now I'm sad and want pizza. It's gonna be my new merch. Like I'm just gonna have a merch line. It's just hashtag fuck you, Sam. Now insert things here. Stieg loves the Grim lore. Gay Raven said, yes, that is correctness. They are goodest boys whose job is protecting the dead. Interestingly, another way of saying depression is calling it the black dog's baying due to its relation to grief.
Okay. Ooh. Thank you.
Fade to black on battle scenes is literally the Hobbit. Okay, maybe I can do it. It isn't difficult, however, to see how it was bastardized into a death omen. Yeah, it's
true. People feel that ominous sense of anything having to do with death, so it can get those darker connotations very easily.
Yeah, especially when during that time when pagan beliefs were heavily pushed down or bastardized, so that like Roman Catholicism and Christianity could overtake things. So a lot of death symbols got twisted into like negative connotations with death.
Sam, my screen
Yes.
is still frozen. I'm not seeing what you're doing or what
Do
I'm
you?
doing for that matter. I'm gonna try hopping off and hopping back on. You can keep talking. I can actually hear you on YouTube. I have YouTube up on my laptop. So go ahead. I'll be right back.
Okay. So while Leigh-Ann tries to fix her thing being thingy, we are planning an activity today of writing a flash fiction. It's going to be extra fun for me because my brain is refusing to fully engage. But we're going to write a flash fiction with audience input, which I believe means we're going to let you guys like vote on the genre or other aspects of it. I just noticed that there's something on my screen, on my thing, so I'm cleaning my screen. So does that sound fun for everybody? And anybody else who wants to write a flash fiction can join in. Giving a moment for comments to pop up. Checking my YouTube. Because, yes, okay, people are saying things. It's just not popping up on StreamYard yet. Her thingy was frozen. Hello? Can you see again? Hi.
Yes, I'm back. I can see you. Yay.
Cool. We are slightly waiting for StreamYard to catch up to the YouTube comments.
Okay.
But Fire Ivy said there are multiple black dog myths throughout the UK with slight differences between all of them. And then the Gay Raven said, damn, I don't have my laptop at hand.
Pen and paper. That's what I do.
I outline everything on pen and paper.
Yeah. How many people here prefer to hand draft or at least jot things down with pen and paper first? I
Yes,
do. I
and
just
do you just
get
outline? Oh,
by
go
hand.
ahead.
Sorry, I find it easier at first to just get all the thoughts out by hand, and then I go to my computer, or I might just keep writing by hand, depending on what it is I'm writing.
I like to I will outline and thought dump by hand and then organize it all on the computer and lengthen everything. Okay, people say StreamYard, why is the chat being not loaded? Oh, excuse me. Well, it's okay. I can read chat from my phone. So Sophie and Thomas say that the activity sounds good to them. Audra's internet is also being weird today.
Yes.
Matt likes to thought dump on paper and do the rest on computer, so he and I do the same thing. Ooh, Jenna's here. Hey, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
She says, oh my gosh, I cannot do it by hand, too slow.
I
Sarah
don't write
Mathers is...
anything by hand, just so you know. It's like good for thought dumping and brainstorming, just getting everything out. It's easier for me by hand.
Sarah
Oh, hi,
Mathers
Sarah.
says, me, I can
Sarah,
only plot and outline. Stream, hold on. Let me see if I can force it to update. Damn you. Oh no, StreamYard is just not connecting to chat.
Ooh.
Well, guess we're relying on the phone then. So sorry everybody if I look like I'm ignoring you. You're here. You're in my hand, I promise. So yeah, Sarah says, me, I can only plot and outline by hand and paper. I can feel the emotion of the setting or character like that. Well, that's an interesting take on it. The Gay Raven, pen and paper. To be honest, I'm too lazy to go switch my lamp on because I'm comfy in bed and it's pitch dark in here. Blaming the laptop. I feel that not wanting to get up.
Goat.
Thomas loves pen and paper. He'll do that first. Alexandria says, hand to paper. Oh gosh, that's hard. Feels like my brain thinks faster than my hands writing them down. See, I think for me, that's part of the trick, is because it slows down my thinking process. So it's easier for me to process and remember everything. Sophie said, I started my whip in scenes that came to me, fully formed and outlined them together. I wrote those by hand. My outline is mostly digital, but sometimes it just says refer to notebook. Very chaotic. That is an interesting, like, that I would not have considered. It's like just looking at your computer documents, and it's like, look back at notebook. And you open up all your reference books.
Mhm.
Sarah said hi back. Stieg says only day job. Stieg does notes by hand. Dreaming writer Stieg writes on a laptop and phone like the millennial he is. Aja thought dumps the current novel by hand. Well, I'm catching up on these. So, did you hear me when I was explaining the activity to chat with what I
Yes, I did
remember
hear
us
you.
agreeing to? Okay, cool. So, did you want them to like vote on genre first then?
I've been writing my flash fictions based off a picture prompt. I don't have control over the screen. Would you want me to send one of
That's fine.
those pictures to you and we try that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, I'll email that to you. Remind me of your email address?
You can just put it in the private chat, I think. Can you send an image through the private chat or a link to it?
Let me try. You keep interacting with the chat while I try to figure this
Oh,
out.
or you can just send it to me on Instagram, like on your
That works.
laptop.
That works. I can do it from my phone if I can come out of this. Okay. Yeah. Are you still hearing me?
Yes, I'm still hearing you.
Okay.
All right. Only Deja picks up StreamYard by the neck. Be better. Sophie says, I also do a lot of sketching when planning my stories, so handwriting just kind of flows. Oh, that's a good point.
Sketching sounds fun. I've been trying to teach myself how to draw. Very good to try the different means of creativity. Very stimulating.
Yes.
Okay,
The Gay
I have
Raven.
some pictures here. I'm gonna send you a couple and you can choose one, okay, Sam?
Okay. I have blurshed handwriting. It looks pretty, but it's pretty illegible. That's what the Gay Raven said. Jenna said, tagged Stieg and said, "LOL, relatable." When I was just getting started, I would take notes by hand at work as well. And Fire Ivy said, "I mainly write with pen and paper, but do use the laptop once I've wrote them in." So it seems like we got a fairly mixed. What just happened to my light?
I turned it off by accident.
Hello? Am I still here?
I still see you.
Okay, good. My husband just freaked me out because he was like, there was a power surge. And I'm like, no, the Wi-Fi. Stieg added, but then half the time I pick them up from my backpack 2 weeks later and I'm like, he goes to the tower and learns about it. And I'm like, what tower? What does he learn? So now I take notes on my cloud-based Google Notes app. Sophie says she has a lot of notes like that too. Oh no! Well, welcome. Candy said it's her fault my light went out. She just logged in. It's okay. The electricity can handle Candy. It's all good.
Am I frozen on YouTube again?
Yes.
That's so annoying. Okay, I sent you those pictures. We can look through. Let's see if we can screen share. Maybe we can let the audience vote.
That's what I'm doing.
I would like my face back. I'm gonna try logging out and back in again. That's very annoying.
Everybody can see the people I talk to. It's fine. So this is going to be option A, which to me looks either like historical, possibly steampunk, depending on how you work it. Option B, which looks westerny. We'll hold B for a little while longer. And then option C, which definitely has a pirate vibe to me. So, option C, which definitely has a pirate. All right, so we've got A, B, or C.
Let me know if I can be seen again, please.
Oh, yes, I see you. You're moving. I hear you.
Okay.
While people are voting, Sarah says, out of curiosity, who speaks out loud while writing? Me. Sometimes I get louder than meant and the kids give me the stink eye. So, fun fact, when I'm like replying to people on Discord or something, I will say what I'm going to say before I type it. And then my husband looks at me weird. And I do that when I'm writing sometimes too. All right, and then Jenna let us know that you were frozen, but she could hear you, but that is fixed. Stieg, yeah, I over-explained in my notes a lot so future Stieg can keep up with the program because he be slow as fuck. Who's the Leigh-Ann, do you know who the artists are for these?
I found these on Pinterest. I use them for story inspiration. I can check back and see if I can find the artist, if I can find the page again.
That reverse Google search did not go how I wanted. I will figure out who the artists are and I will link them in the description below tonight after the stream. So there's a vote for C, 2 votes for C, 3 votes for C, and my entire novel cast vote C. Well, you only get 1 vote, Gay Raven. Sophie votes for A, so hold on. I need paper! You know what? It's fine. So C, 1, 2, 3. And then A had 1. C has another. B has 1. Stieg, pick B or C. Can't have 2 votes. A, another one for C.
We need a moderator to count for us.
That's okay. I'm writing it on my hand.
Okay.
It's not the first time I've written on my hand.
But I'm seeing a lot for C. People like pirates,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, C definitely has 5 votes to A and B. I'm checking. Oh, hey, yeah, Sophie, if you have time, go ahead and reverse image the Googles and send them to me on Discord. Jenna said B because she likes them titties. Another vote for C. And a B.
Raven is biased.
Okay. So we've got 6 votes for C, 2 for A, and 3 for B.
Looks like we're writing a pirate.
Yep. I have a Discord message. Nope, I do not. That's a thingy. Okay, so Sophie has graciously volunteered to find the artist, and I will let everybody know who
Thank you,
did
Sophie.
the thing.
It's much appreciated.
Yes. This shall be the photo inspiration for, hey, we have chat again. Yes, much appreciated. All right, so since it's going to be a flash fiction, I'd say up to 1,500 words will be generous.
Yeah, 1,500 words is the limit.
Yes.
What
Stop
I
screen
usually do
sharing.
with my flash fictions, I put it in my polls on Instagram, like, what is she doing? And I have two options. Are they good or bad? And the tone. And I put those in the polls and let my audience choose. They vote, I write.
Okay.
So do you want to do that here?
Yeah, sure. So what would be the first thing that you want people to vote on?
First of all, is she the good guy or the bad guy?
All right, so vote pro or
What
anti. My Instagram on my phone is like, you did things. I'm like, yes, I know. Pouring one out for historicals. I'm going to keep my thing up so I can see. Okay, yeah, we do have a vote.
Mm-hmm.
She's Billie Eilish. So we've got one vote for pro tag. Oh, wait,
I'm
here we go.
seeing more coming in on YouTube.
1 pro tag, 2 pro tag, 1 end tag, 3 pro tag, 2 end tag. Seems fairly close.
Mm-hmm.
Same wavelength. So far we've got he's from Ohio. All right, hold up. I gotta scroll back up. I'm gonna get a piece of paper eventually. Oh wait, here's a notebook. Haha. So pro ant.
Sophie just asked
1,
me to send
2.
her the picture. I would like to send it, Sophie, like right away, but I'm afraid if I come out of this on my phone again, my
I'll
face will freeze in another weird position. So I will
send
send
it to
you.
you.
Oh, yeah, Sam can send it. She has her phone free.
Yeah, I can send it during the first sprint. So pro and tag.
She is the main character, whichever one we choose. We just need to know like what kind of character is she.
Another and tag.
People like that. They like
And
that.
tag. And tag. Pro tag came out strong, but is now getting pwned.
That happens a lot in the
Why
polls.
not both? I suppose. If we cloned her. Alright, so that's 4 for pro tag, 5 for antag. So I suppose this means she shall be the antagonist.
Something antagonistic. Next, we have votes. What is she doing? And I'm drawing a blank on suggestions right now. I'm tired. Somebody else looking at the picture, tell me, give suggestions. What is she up to? Oh, Jenna said option C, gray character. I like that.
Maybe one of you write antag and one writes pro tag? I enjoy gray characters.
Me too. I like gray characters because they're usually more layered. They can't be simplified. Steve said plundering.
Hold on. We're overwriting poll votes gray characters now because it's my stream. I do what I want. All right. Plundering, naturally, or right before pillaging. She don't give a hoot. Stealing a ship. I don't remember what that's called.
Okay,
Raiding
I have
rivals.
two options. Is she hunting for treasure or escaping from an enemy?
Hunting. Running. I see dead men tell no tales at the corner of my eye.
I just watched that. I just saw that yesterday.
But what does she find on the ship that will change her life?
Ooh.
A mermaid. Revenge and no on. Dead men tell no tales. We got 1, 2, 3 for hunting.
We'll get to Jenna's quote, please. Jenna's comment.
I'm trying to do the thing. Commandeering a ship, I think. Yes, commandeering, I think, is the thing. I'm just gonna constantly post Pirates of the Caribbean quotes. You can't stop.
I have a recent pirate fantasy that was inspired by a different pirate prompt a couple weeks ago. I want to tell you about that later.
Ooh. She is hunting for treasure. Can't. you know I could. This is fine. It's a subconscious
How do you stop
slip.
Jenna from doing anything? She's Jenna.
You have control of your channel. That's how. I wouldn't though. I love Jenna, so I like her quoting things. Or maybe they do. Maybe it's a dead men telling tales that changes her life forever.
Oh,
That could, going back to ghost stories.
zombie
You must
pirate.
believe in ghost stories, Miss Swan. You're in one. She's about to fire a cannon into her enemy ship. She finds the friendship all along the way. But little did she know the real treasure was the friendship she built along the way.
So bad girl finding out that treasure is not the most important thing. Her friendship is. Aww.
You go with that, Jen. Oh, yes. All right, so we've got like a bunch of different votes for different types of hunting. So I'm just gonna say
I lost track.
gray character hunting question mark dealer's choice. Okay.
Okay,
So,
my question for the audience, how many of you are going to be writing a flash fiction with us? How many of you have your laptop or your pen and paper ready to write?
yes, while people answer that, I'm saving these photos to my desktop.
Remember to send to Sophie.
Yep. I found two. Where did the third one go? Desktop, why are you hiding it? All right. Sarah, Alexandria, and Candy will be joining us.
I once heard Jenna say in one of her videos that she has never written a short story. Jenna, I challenge you to write a flash fiction with us.
Let's see if she has time. I know she's working at the moment. So
if you have time.
Did I say Candy? Yes, I did. Matt's also joining, and Steeg's joining. I am. Let's hope the pen doesn't run out. Quick, go get extra pens. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to stick around, my wonderful people. I got to try sleeping because, oops, it's 2 a.m. I feel that, like, the reason that my sleep schedule is so messed up right now is because Thursday or Friday, it was like 1 or 2, and I'm like, okay, so I'll just watch an episode or 2 of Lucifer, and then I'll go to sleep. And then the next thing I know, I hear birds chirping behind me, and I'm like, well, hello, son. How are you today? You're not supposed to be out at 3 in the morning. So that's why my sleep schedule's fun right now. I've written short stories. It's just been a long time. I'm scripting a video now, so it's kind of like a short story.
Good point, Jenna.
Not today, working on a character portrait, but have fun. All right. So is that all we want audience to vote upon?
If you can think of another thing to narrow it down, I love using the polls because I get so many ideas in my head usually, so letting my audience choose just narrows it down. So do you have anything else?
Hold on, let me check it.
I use it on 2 things. I usually try to have at least 3.
Well, I have a thing that what about an object?
Can you bring up the picture again? I want to see what's in the background on the screen.
I was like, let me make sure I didn't accidentally exit the tab. No, not that one. There we go. This one.
Okay, let's see. Is there anything in the background that has significance? She's holding a sword. She has another dagger on her belt. She has something else
The
on her skirt.
medallion. Medallions can be pretty good.
Okay, so what are the medallions she's wearing? Is that some valuable treasure that somebody wants to take from her?
Okay, so gray character hunting special medallions.
Oh, she's collecting these medallions. She's about to get another one from whatever treasure she's raiding or ship she's attacking to complete the collection, and then they do something. I don't know.
That's part of the fun.
Oh, Stieg has a commentary. Can you bring up his comment?
It's her father's sword, and she needs to feed it souls to stop the curse. That could be fun. That is not a katana, sir.
Pirates don't use katanas.
Oh, yeah. It's
They're thinking
because
samurai.
he was talking about Katana, the character, apparently.
Wait, isn't
'Cause-
she a DC character
Mhm.
and not a
Yeah,
pirate?
and
She can do them?
she has to. Yeah, she has to feed her sword souls. I forgot about that. What are the medallions on her belt or her mother's sword? I like that better. I'm just basically thinking of my own story here.
That's fine. We're all writing. That's what I love about using the picture prompts. You can give a dozen people one picture and you get vastly different stories. It also gets filtered through everyone's own perspective, and I love that. Because different people
Oh, yeah.
notice different things or attach it to different things.
Yeah, I
Okay, so
always like when people when they're like, I don't want to like write this one thing because somebody else has written something like it. I'm like, look, 100 people could write the same plot and it'll be 100 different stories. So I dropped my pen. All right, so are we ready to get started on our first?
just read out again what we just voted for.
Okay, a gray character hunting ? Which could be coins, well, medallions, the gold thingies. And then there's something special about the medallions, or I guess sword, if people would prefer the sword. And
Dealer's choice.
yes, dealer's choice. And then 1,500 words is our limit. Do we want to do a 15 or a 20-minute writing sprint?
Let's start with 20.
Okay.
And excuse me, my phone battery is running low. I did not expect to have to use it for this whole stream, so
That's
excuse me
fair.
while I stare at my ceiling for a minute.
Hello, ceiling. You're quite lovely. Looks better than my ceiling. What kind of timer do we want, y'all?
You have one of those rainbow timers? Or do you have a timer that has pirate music?
I mute, so I don't know if everybody would be able to hear the pirate music, but I can look for a pirate timer. I found it, the perfect timer. Rainbow.
Okay, that works.
Maybe we can do rainbow next time, Stieg. I know you don't get to see the rainbow often because I have very bomb-friendly audience.
The bombs are fun because when you know something's about to go off, it lights a fire.
Jenna said you and her are on the same wavelength. Is this nautical enough for you, Matt? Oh no, I would not appreciate that. I would jump out my skin. Now that's what I'm talking about. Do what you want because a pirate is free. Oh,
You
hello,
are
Roxy. Did you want me to show everybody something? That. Hey, everybody, this is Roxy's art. I don't know. There's a tree, I think.
That's a leaf.
That's a leaf. And what's that?
That's a green color.
A sprinkler.
Yeah. And that's a pink, and he got hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, here, go show Daddy. He really wants to hear about the hurt leaf.
How does a leaf get hurt?
The caterpillar ate it. Yes, we are a pirate.
With my baby cousin.
This is
The family
inaccurate.
went to the Burns River.
I have never before promised a rainbow timer next time, sir. Bomb friendly audience, yes. Okay. So we are gonna go ahead and get the timer started. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Happy writing.
All right. Time is up. So everybody who's participating, how did you do? Do you have your like general plot and everything figured out? Were you able to get a lot of writing done?
For
Do you
me,
wanna?
I have kind of the beginning of the story. I don't know how it ends yet.
Okay. So I have my concept for the flash fiction sorted out and I started writing it. I have my first paragraph done and I know I'm like 90% confident I know how it's going to go now. So, but I also, by the way, before we go farther, Sophie did find that. Hold on. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. So this one was made. This is an Elder Scroll Legends card game. Could not find the individual artist. And then this one is by Alex Raspent on DeviantArt. And then, sorry, I have like a million little things open. This one is by Miguel Mercado, Murky Mercs on DeviantArt. I do have links to two of the artists down in the description down below, as well as I've listed credit to the origin of the third one.
Thank you,
So
Jan,
yes,
and thank you very
that's
much, Sophie.
yes. Thank you, Sophie, for tracking that down. All right, I now see a lot of people talking about the pirates dancing. I'm glad the timer was entertaining for everybody. The timer did, in fact, have some funky music. I'll see if I can make it play the music next time. It's Savage Love, the dancing pig lady. So, does anybody have any like bad romance writing advice that they want to share? Yeah. Worst tip ever, romanticizing abuse. Yep, that one's on the list. Unless it's a straight romance novel, the romance should not be the entire story. Wait, I'm confused by that one.
Yeah, that was me. If it's a romance novel, then of course the romance is the main bulk of the story. But if you're writing like a fantasy with a romantic subplot or anything with a romantic subplot, the romance should not overshadow the
Ah,
actual story.
okay, cool. Thank you for
That one might just be my opinion. Feel free to debate.
gotcha. No, I'm good with that. If it's a romance, I expect the romance to be center stage. If it's not a romance, then as much as I whine about wanting to see more of the romance, I understand. I only got halfway through my story. Well, halfway through is more through than my beginning paragraph. Yes! I made some decisions on emotion, character, imagery, incident, and twist, and I wrote 109 words. Aw, yeah. 476 words. Woohoo! I was shopping for a shower curtain for my new apartment and a phone stand for distance learning. These sound important. I got an idea of how it's going to go, and I wrote a little over a page. How much is the page? Is that like 700 words, I think? What size font you write? Yay! It went okay. I sort of know where the story is going. It sounds like most of us have an idea of what we're doing now, so can we? Yeah, if you want to share snippets in chat, go ahead. I may not share all of the snippets because then that could take forever to get through everything, but feel free to read each other's. Hey, hey, hey. Do it. A page is 250 to 300. That's in like a novel, but like yeah, a page
If
double
you're
spaced is 350. I don't write in double
writing
spaced,
in a
so
book, how do you know how many words it is? I
yeah,
wrote about
my
a page in the notebook just now.
gotcha. I'm thinking I'm halfway through. My pen gave up the ghost multiple times. That poor pen. I'm double spaced and there was dialogue. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't write double spaced, so my pages average between 600 to 700 depending on like dialogue and stuff. But I see everybody else writes double space. All right, so do we want to talk about our story concepts then? See what everybody's got
I'd like to hear what
percolating?
people have to say. For mine, I have the sword is what she uses to find the medallions because like they were made from the same source. The sword belonged to her mother and the medallions belonged to her sisters. And she needs to find the last one, which is on the ship that she's about to attack. So she's doing it for good reason because for some reason these medallions will free her sisters from something, but she's gonna kill everyone to get it. So great character. When I
So
was
for my
writing, I have like a scene, like I have the scene written, I'm describing what I see, but I need to put like the story in the scene properly. That's usually how it goes for me. I end up with a scene before a story. Does that make sense?
yes, I believe.
Okay.
Sorry,
What do
I
you have?
was reading the chat lines. Yours sounds interesting. I look forward to reading it. I'm bad at like emoting when I'm separating my attentions. For mine, I shared my intro paragraph, which remember everybody, it is rough. I have not edited it. But I've decided that I'm gonna do kind of a supernatural pirate story where she needs all of these medallions to like unlock her mermaid heritage because her mother was a mermaid and her father still deciding what he did, but he's been missing and she's trying to find him. And so like the pendant will help her find him because he's got like the final medallion that will allow all of them to be used magically.
Can we bring up some of these comments? I want to see what people are saying.
I kind of don't want to because I don't like want to play favorites, and it would take a while to get through everybody's.
Okay. Okay, I'll read through later on the replay.
Okay.
So
That's what I was doing Saturday. Wrote what I saw in the setting. Cool. And I gave her love interest, the currently nameless quarter mistress. Yes.
okay, so are we going
Right.
to do another sprint?
Yes. Is everybody ready to do another sprint then? Does anybody want to chat for a bit? Because as we're mostly familiar, I do sprints, breaks, sprints, breaks. Sorry, my daughter got the glue stick all stuck, and I'm trying to fix that because I just realized. Let me check YouTube, see if this sprint is for eating. That's fair. This is also fair. Oh, excuse me. So I'm only going to be able to do 1 or 2 more sprints because since the window people got here really early this morning, my husband got barely any sleep and he let me sleep earlier. So I will be handling the bulk of kid bedtime tonight. But I could probably do 2 more.
Okay, let's see where we are after one more and then decide.
Okay, sounds good to me. Alexandria must go off now. Needs their breakfast. Happy writing to everybody. Yay!
Happy writing.
Okay, I have to switch what my screen was sharing because it was still on the thingy. All right, if everybody is ready, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. How'd everybody do that time?
For me, I have jotted notes, like using dialogue to tell the conflict and stakes more instead to show the conflict and stakes instead of just telling it in like narrative. And that also gave a bit of relationship and backstory that makes the story more engaging. Very rough draft, mind you.
Cool. I've written a few more paragraphs, kind of setting the scene, giving a little background and whatnot. Not like through direct exposition, but a little bit of emotional exposition.
Mm-hmm.
Where is everybody? Current title is Yo Ho. What did I call mine? Mine's just FF Livestream, so I'm probably going to, in a few days, look at mine and go, why did I write about a Final Fantasy Livestream? What is this? I'm gonna watch the timer for 20 whole minutes. It's a cute timer. Fuck a title. Got nothing in that department. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Yar yar fiddle dee dee, being a pirate is alright with me. The title. This is why you're a pro.
Mm-hmm.
She's a best-selling author and millionaire, according to the interwebs. She is a millionaire. She is a best-selling author, though. That's fact. That's from Lazy Town, isn't it? I like it. So then we got some talks about things. I'm over here getting jazzed on a 50-cent tip. Ah, the thing refreshed. I gotta go back up.
Mm-hmm.
Was this is the distractor? Is the timer too distracting? Everybody, do I need to pick a different one? Oh,
That might be just because I was tired. I was up
gotcha.
late
You're
today.
like, we're in the same headspace ish sounds. Yes, everybody, go pre-order it. Enter the giveaway. You get the first 5 chapters, which is a lot.
Hey, stop.
Those chapters made me love
I
Pippa
adore
so
Pippa.
much.
She is one of my faves.
Hey.
One time someone tipped me a cat sticker. Script is done. Yay! I'm watching the Dancing Pirates. Have to hide the Dancing Pirates from everybody. Got a cool 290, almost to the climax. Aw, yeah. I'm working on cleaning up a character's wounds. This is fair. Now I'm up to 864 words. For a moment, my brain was like, you don't know numbers. That's not a 4. Brainstorming comes to a scene in my whip. Changes to a scene. Brainstorming changes. Yeah.
That's enough.
What about grape shot and grape juice?
That's the title.
Oh, it's your title. Okay. Flash.
I would like to know
Say that
what
again?
that title means. I'd like to know what
He
that
said he
title
just
means.
like threw out a random title that he's not even writing. He's just being a butt because that's what he do sometimes. Flashback, yes, 1,500 or less words. Apparently, it's a very hypnotic timer, though. It captures everybody's attention. Wrote a page, and the MC is currently locking swords with her older Navy sister. Ooh. Siblings.
Ooh. But so she's in like the. So one is a pirate and one is like official and officer.
That's what it
That's
sounds like.
interesting.
Gotta go home. You are wonderful. We love you, Candy. So it sounds like everybody's having fun with the prompt.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we want to do one more, or do we want to go ahead and wrap it up?
I would like to do one more, but I don't think, me personally, I'm going to get very far because I had a long day. My family went on a trip, took my baby cousins to Duns River Falls, and we climbed the falls, and I'm tired. But what
That
about the
does sound.
audience? You want to go again? If the audience
It does.
wants to go again, I can go again.
All right, audience, chat. What be the verdict? Is everybody good? Does everybody want one more? Oh, Sarah's got to go. You're very welcome, Sarah. We enjoyed having you. It was a pleasure.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm waiting for chat to talk to me. Audra says she's good with whatever. Matt would like to go again. Excuse me. So I think we could do. Oh no, nobody else is giving opinions.
Okay, we can do one more, but shorter this time and without the hypnotic dancing parrots.
Yes,
What else do you have?
I will see if I can find a more a different
Oh yes, if you
nautical
post
timer.
the story, let us know. I would love to read what people have come up with.
Yes. Throws Maya to the floor. Another. I'm looking. This one might not be much better than the last one, but I like it, so just how it goes sometimes.
Okay.
It's okay, Sophie. I found another one you may enjoy. All right, so 3, 2, 1, go. I see there's fish chaos going about in the chat.
Is anyone here actually writing?
Well,
I'm too busy laughing at.
I was until I checked on chat. Now I'm just like, what is all of this?
People are betting their life savings on virtual fish.
They can do them. It's fine.
People are going to riot if this race doesn't have a conclusive outcome at the end of the timer.
I didn't do it. I didn't. I guess we'll find out in 11 minutes. So I think the orange fish was the winner. Was it the yellow fish? I was writing. I didn't see who won.
Orange fish. I think it was the orange fish. Who was voting for the orange fish?
If that green fish wins, I'm hold on. I'm gonna rewatch the end of it to see who won. Okay, it was the yellow orange
They're
fish.
naming the fish after Jennifer.
All right, let me catch up here. Step away from the flakes. If the green fish wins, I'm deleting your manuscript, sir. Now.
Sophie was threatening to delete her manuscript. Step away
Sophie,
from the
no.
plank, Sophie.
Sophie. Mellow Yellow has to win. If Karen wins, I'm pulling my Patreon contributions. There is at least 23 million on the table. And a cat sticker. And a sand dollar. I am indeed the manager. This is the only sport I care about. So Karen was the top one, right? The like green blue bitch.
Yeah, the one with the big mouth and the hair.
Okay. They're smiling, drinking beer and watching the race. Why am I stressed? Supposed to be a fun, relaxed. I just thought the fish were like gonna swim in like an aquarium tank so that it would be soothing. I didn't expect a high speed sporting event.
For less distracting than the pirates. You had people betting everything they own on these.
As long as everyone was entertained, that's the thing.
Yeah, we got that.
So
Got that.
So it went Altair and then Kaleo and then Xander. If they tie or Karen wins. That poor green fish. Oh no, it refreshed. I gotta scroll back up. Well, just so everybody knows, I got 162 words.
Well done. Well done.
Who the fuck is Mellow?
And
Pippa. Yellow is Pippa.
was Pippa there? Was there a Pippa fish?
I don't know. Jenna's saying who is Mellow in the Savior's Champion. So I was saying Pippa.
Milo? Wait, Milo?
Fuck yeah.
Is his friend named Milo?
I
Or
don't
am
know
I
if
getting-
Mellow was mellow. I think she was just saying who's like got a mellow temperament.
Oh.
What? No. Xander won. Oh yeah, orange fish. This is the best. I also saw somebody tell me to make team fit or fish team shirts. I would have to like ask the artist of these fish. Excuse me, you don't know me, but I would like to partner with you to make team fish shirts. My chat really, really loved your fish race timer.
Mhm.
Xander, I feel betrayed. We effing did so much love. I'm going back to school to be a doctor. So much inspiration.
Please tell me
Delphi the
nobody's
blue one.
riding over this race.
All right, let's more people. Oh, Sophie and RK were rooting for the orange fish. Yes.
Good for that. Sam, if you had previewed that, you could have cashed in big.
If I had what?
If you had previewed that race, you could have cashed
I
in big.
could have cheated. Could have been all like, yeah, y'all, I bet 4 billion fake monies on this orange fish. That was the biggest adrenaline rush. I just hope they all had fun, he says, knowing he was against some kids getting trophies in sports. No classroom pay. Glad I was on Team Delphi. Why does every chat... Look, it's only been the last two. Just the last
Wait,
two.
what happened to the last one? What
The,
happened to the last?
Well, not last week, but the last Let's Talk, when we were discussing where people, chat went like...
Oh yes,
just,
so many
yeah, about the werefish.
And there was one a few weeks before that where we had a long discussion about mermaids and different mermaid shows. And I recommended you
Yeah.
watch Saturn. Did you ever watch Saturn?
So basically, what I'm getting out of this is that every time I have a Let's Talk, fish will become relevant somehow. Doesn't matter what the Let's Talk is about.
One on yourself. You're the one who set that timer.
I just thought it would be a nice little aquarium. I didn't realize that we were going to have the Fish Olympics here. I will never let you forget. That's fine. I'm actually gonna go look at, see if they have any other timers. See what they do.
Oh, careful, because now Sam knows to check the races before we get to see it.
So they do have like a 6 minute, 5 minute, 40-minute timer, and I'm just like, so do different fish win in the different timers? That's what I need to know.
Ooh. Save one
There's
for
no
next week, and then we'll have.
hourglass.
You save one for next week, then we'll have another race, and some people who lost their money this week might be able to win it back.
So half of the audience comes for the write-ins to actually write. The other half just comes for the fish races. I, for one, welcome our fish overlords. Yes. It's a very bomb and like aquatic friendly audience, so wonder what that says about us all. Orange fish 20. Oh, yes. Well, that happened, Sophie. Next up on Let's Talk Fish. The one live stream, nobody talks about fish. I'm just like, so we're going to talk about fish today. People are like, so you know what? I like dogs. Dogs are good. Birds are cool too. Just troll so hard. I fucking can't. Yeah. I mean, I could do a mermaid Let's Talk. Possibly. That could be fun. I'd have to do much more research for that one than I had to for the werewolf one, because I just knew the werewolf stuff already.
Mm-hmm.
But I would research for y'all. I love y'all, and I love learning. All hail the fish overlords. I will not lie. I'm here for the fishes. What were you going to say?
Where did fish overlords come in? Did I miss that part?
Jenna said she, for one, welcomes our fish overlords, and then now fish are the bomb. I want a timer that's just the bomb, and at the end of it, it like blows up, and it's just like a bunch of fish that like come swimming out of it.
I'm sure it exists somewhere.
I'll commission it one day. I don't like you guys. I'm just here for the fishers. Live fish, dog fish, mermaid.
The fish that's going to be listing all the different types of fish.
Yes.
And the ones that sound like this hybrid.
I think a mermaid Let's Talk would be like, I'm kind of inspired now because I'm like, we could do mermaids versus sirens versus harpies. Just like
sirens and harpies bird-like rather than fish-like?
Depends. Well, okay, harpies are 100% fish-like, bird-like. Sorry, harpies have feathers; they're birds. But sirens, it kind of like depends on if you're going with Greek and Roman, and because of the way that tales evolve over time, sirens and mermaids kind of bled into each other, and then like harpies and sirens and mermaids kind of bled into each other. So some sirens are like, it's basically like a harpy is an old lady and a siren is a young woman, and that's how it was. And then sirens became more fish-like, and then like mermaids and sirens. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
That I know a lot about because I used to be like, what is the difference?
So you
And
did all the
so,
research back then.
yeah, it's actually really fascinating how the myths evolved. So, yeah, I think definitely can do a let's talk on that. What is this for? What's going
What is
on?
it?
I'm always coming to the writing live streams for the fish gambling. Come for the writing, stay for the fish. The fish chat's giving me life. Online stopwatches have random races. I'm gonna find more. I will just spend a day. It's like I should be editing videos or cleaning my house, just researching all the timers to use for my channel now. Next week, I will be in my new apartment, which has 2 pools. Are you going to become a fish? Is that what you're telling us? Yes. H2. Oh, I love that show. That's so good. And no, I have not been able to watch Sirens yet. Sorry, just remembered you asked me. 5-year-old Matt wanting to be a marine biologist has entered the chat. I liked Mako Mermaids. Well, I liked the sequel, but the original one I thought was
What I
more
wonder
interesting to me.
about H2O and Mako mermaids is why didn't the H2O mermaids ever meet the Mako mermaids if they were always there?
That's
What?
what I. There's just some things about the new one that I'm like, this doesn't
Did they
track.
migrate when those
But,
3 found the pool? Were they migrating so they were away from the pool? I don't know.
oh my gosh. So hold on. I'm showing this to chat, sir. If I can shrink it. It's so big. Let me see if I can. Share screen. Chrome tab. It's damn it, it's too big. Hold on. We're gonna zoom out. This is what I was just sent.
Let's talk fish with Sam.
So there we go.
That was some fast work.
He works very quickly. Well, he's the one who makes all of my thumbnails, so in exchange for a short story a quarter.
Okay, I have a question for the chat. Would you like to do more of these live Write With Me sessions? Like with picture prompts or other prompts and we all write a story together? Our own stories, but based on the same prompt? I'm seeing more fish talk coming up on YouTube. Or if my comments just not caught up, I don't know. But people really do love the fish talk. So yes, you would have people here for your fish talk.
Apparently. Stuff is getting kind of fishy. See, I think it's amazing. I get sent random things like that all the time. Quility pun. All right. So, peeps, would y'all be interested in the prompt write stories together thing?
Write With Me sessions. That's what I call them. That's what it sounds like.
I have to give them a minute. Okay. Sophie says she would love to. Peeps, sure. So, yeah. Keep up with the puns, Jenna, and you'll be a dad in no time. Yes, down for writing streams. Cool.
Yes, I would like to start doing that more because I love these group sessions where you see everybody's different perspective on something, and also having the polls to vote on. So you can follow me on Instagram, and I will let you know when I'm doing more of that, and Sam will let you know if she is doing more of that. That will be fun.
I had a sentence in my brain, forgot it. Sorry. Yeah, sounds fun. I would participate in them. I don't know if I'm going to host a lot of them, but I would definitely go to them if you hosted them. So,
Okay, I will look into starting that because that sounds like a lot of fun for me. What time and what day would be best for that? For me, would probably be a Wednesday or a Thursday at around 5. Does that sound like a good time?
Wednesday or Thursday at 5?
I think so.
Think
5 PST.
so it's 4 my time. I think that's a good time. I think I don't think there's as many live streams on Thursdays as there are Wednesdays. I know Wednesdays are pretty packed with AuthorTube live streams. So,
So Thursday would probably be best for people to have the free time in
yes.
terms of YouTube anyway.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm seeing yes, please do that. Yes, sounds fun. Okay, so everybody, you can follow me on Instagram and I will let you know when I'm starting that. It probably won't be this week, probably next week if I'm starting it. And yes, I would very much like to start that.
Awesome sauce. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our outros.
Okay. Never done an outro before. Here we go. Winging it. My name is Leigh-Ann Johnson. Thank you for joining us. If you want to, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Leigh-Ann Wright. You can go to my website, leighannjohnson.com. You can also go to my Patreon and sign up for Flash Fiction Friday Challenge for $2 a month, where the members can suggest prompts and promote and nominate genres that they want. And we can all brainstorm our story ideas together if you're having trouble, share writing resources, and cross-promote each other when we post our stories. At the end of a month, you have 4 short stories that you can use on your author platform to draw in readers or entertain your readers. And for the ones that I've made so far, I have ideas to build them into serials or novels. There's one in particular that I want to make into a serial called Neverland, which is kind of a pirate fantasy Peter Pan retelling. I'm going to put that in the My Books page on my website sometime this week if you're curious.
Cool.
I also host the World Builders Writing Group. I'm sorry, this is a long outro. I need to condense it. And that is also on my Patreon. It's a community and accountability group where we have live weekly check-ins with goal setting and focus topics chosen by our group members, and occasionally guest speaker events. Some of you might have been to the last one I had, which was writing a serial with Brittany Wang. So if you're curious about any of the events that I'm doing, you can sign up for my newsletter at the link in my Instagram bio or on my website.
All right, and I have links to Leigh-Ann's social media, website, and Patreon in the description down below. So most of you know, but for those that don't, I am writing Mom Samantha L. Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writing, parent things, and writer-parent things. I also host these live streams where we do Let's Talks and write-in live streams like every other week. Really, the topics for the Let's Talks could be anything. Could be werewolves, could be short stories, could be fish. Who knows? All right, so if you want to see samples of my writing, I do have a flash fiction on my website, and I plan to add at least one more short story by the end of the year. Everybody watching this back on replay, thank you. I appreciate you. Everybody who joined us, thank you. We appreciate you. And see you next week. Bye.
Bye.